What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So you guys have asked me some questions, a lot of questions about the Social Security Fairness Act. We're going to answer some of those questions today. You guys have asked me questions like, how long is this going to take? Why are the amounts different when it comes to the increases? Do I qualify for these increases? And should I call the Social Security Administration? So that's what we're going to be focused on today. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, follow me on Blue Sky. I'll have a link. It'll be in the comment section. It'll be pinned at the very top. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first comment is coming from Joseph. And Joseph says, why amount keep changing? And so he's talking about the Social Security Fairness Act, the elimination of weapons GPO, and the amounts that I'm putting out. So I put out, I think, $7,300 on average. I put that out a few days ago, and then I actually put it out a month ago because that's the research that was done about a month ago. And then I just put out another video saying it was $8,000 for GPO and then $4,300 or so for WEP. And first off, the reason we have different categories of people that qualify because they've eliminated WEP and GPO. So GPO, the amount tends to be a little bit higher. When it comes to WEP, it's a little bit lower. And then we also have different people looking into this. We have the Congressional Budget Office. That's the information that was showing the $8,400 for GPO and then the $4,320 for WEP. Now, what the Congressional Budget Office does is they take these different proposals and they research them. And then they'll present those findings to Congress. So Congress will know how much things are going to cost on down the line. So that's how that works. So they're going to give us these estimates based on the research that they've done. Now, this is an average. And so this average will fluctuate. It will change. And then another thing, when it comes to this lump sum payment that we're hoping it'll be a lump sum payment, at least President Biden said it would be lump sum. And it sounds like that's what they're going to do when they roll it out. It's going to be just one check that's retroactive. I'm talking about retroactive. So when it comes to the retroactive pay, that is going to continue to increase until they actually implement this bill. And so if it's $8,400 today, then next month it's going to be a little bit higher. Then next month it's going to be a little bit higher. So you guys understand what's going on when it comes to that. So that number will continue to rise until they actually implement this. So I just wanted to go over that. That's why it keeps changing. You are going to have different people researching this. You're going to have some different associations that will research this, and they'll come out and they'll say, okay, this is what we think it's going to be. And then nonprofit organizations as well, they're going to do their research, and they're going to come back and say, this is what we think the average money going out, this is what we think it will look like. I will continue to let you guys know. So if I see the Senior Citizens League, if they put out something, then I'll let you know this is what their estimate is. And if we have other nonprofit organizations that put out information, then I'll let you know. That's where you guys can come back and get that information. But yes, just understand it will change, and not everyone is going to receive the same amount anyway. So this average that I'm talking about is just across the board average. I'm not talking about the people that are at the top or the people that are at the bottom. You're going to have people that are going to be getting a little bit more, a little bit less. So just be aware of that. Okay, so next comment here, and this is actually a question coming from Brenda. She says, how do I know if I'm eligible for these payments? So first off, you need to, if you're earning a pension right now, if you're receiving money in a pension, then I would look into this. And you should have already, most people know. Most people will know because they'll do this, especially once you've retired. Now, I will admit, when I was working, I had no clue. I didn't know what WEP or GPO was until I retired, and then I started looking into it a little bit more, and I started planning because I haven't started receiving Social Security yet, but I started planning because I'm still working. So I'm still paying into Social Security. And so when I started doing that research, that's when I found out, okay, you know what? The money that you're paying in right now, you're paying FICA right now, it's going to be reduced because of WEP. In my situation would be WEP. And so you are going to need to do a little bit of research. You can call the Social Security Administration, but if you're unsure, the first place that I would go is whoever you're receiving your pension from. So if you're receiving a pension, call them first. And they should be able to give you some information. Okay, yes, you fall under this category because you didn't pay into Social Security. So they can tell you. And so the first place that I would call would be the city or state or county that is issuing out your pension, and find out through them. And then from there, then you can move forward and start looking into Social Security. But most people that are receiving Social Security benefits right now, they know that they fall into that category because they were told that their benefits will be reduced. So it's not a surprise for a lot. But for some people who haven't started receiving Social Security, let's say you're at that age where you're going to start collecting Social Security benefits and you have no idea if you fall into this category, that's when you're going to need to do a little bit more research. But most people know if they fall into this category. Okay, next question is coming from Sandra. It says, I tried to call SSA on January 8, 2025, and I was on hold for 3 hours. All I wanted to do was make an appointment. We'll try again. I fall into the category of I was eligible to apply for my deceased former spouse's benefits, but didn't because my benefits would have likely been reduced to less than 0. And that was almost 4 years ago. I'm not holding my breath that I get through this week, this month, or honestly, even this year. Good luck to us all. Okay, so Sandra, it's very unfortunate your situation that you called and you waited for 3 hours and couldn't get a hold of anyone. But what I would say is there are a couple things that I would do first. I would go to the website, go to the Social Security website, sign up for my Social Security account if you have not already done that. And then maybe you can set up an appointment, a phone call through them. So you can set up an appointment to have a meeting later, a phone meeting. Or you can set up an appointment to have a meeting where you go in and you talk to someone. But this is to be expected, especially now that the Social Security Fairness Act passed. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to be calling and inquiring about this. And so at this point, I wouldn't give up, but I would have an account. Have an account online on the Social Security website. That will at least give you some information. And when there's new information that's coming in about the Social Security Fairness Act, as far as how they're going to move forward and all of that, first off, you can come to me because I'm going to be talking about it on the channel. But if you have an account with my Social Security, you're going to get those alerts. You're going to get those announcements. And so that can at least help you and guide you in the right direction. Okay, so next question is from Abby, and she says, what I would like to know is when is all this going to happen? Is this going to be a month, 2 months, or 3 months? And the quick answer is we don't know. We don't know how long this is going to take. The hope is that it doesn't take 2 months, 3 months. But the reality is because we're in a transition period right now, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than it would normally take if we weren't in this transition period. And so we have a new Social Security Commissioner coming in. How are they going to, how is he going to address this? We don't know. And so we're going to have to just, at this point, wait and see. But I always say, if you have questions, then you need to either go to the website, My Social Security, sign up for a My Social Security account, go to the website, get as much information as you can, look at the announcements because they'll have announcements coming in. And then if you're still unable to get your answer, then call the Social Security Department and see if you can talk to someone about your situation. So hopefully I was able to answer some of the questions that you guys have. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you put it in the comment section. If you have concerns, also put it in the comment sections. Or if you have a story that you want to share, put it in the comment section. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please remember you can follow me on Blue Sky. I'll have a post. I'll have a link in the comment section. It'll be pinned at the very top. Subscribe for more. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.